Welcome everyone to the PYRESWAP show. Goodness gracious, I just feel really good today. I feel great today, and I'm really grateful that you guys are here with us today. I think that this new schedule is something I'm very bullish on, and I hope you guys are a little bullish yourselves. And let's see, welcome to everybody watching on Twitter and Twitch and Kick and the other Twitter and whatever other platform we have. We are in fact moving the needle. We are going to make it. And today is Market Monday, by the way, for those of you who don't know. Today is Market Monday. And arguably, we seem to have kind of a slow news cycle this last week. Are you guys paying attention to this? Are you guys paying attention? Yeah, we have a bit of a slow news cycle last week, and that kind of can be a good thing. That can kind of be like a reasonably decent thing. It kind of means that, if anything, you might see a reversal of sentiment, and the fact of the matter is that I think that the elimination of these narrative events kind of helps like markets behave the way that they're supposed to, if that makes sense. Do you get what I'm saying? So believe it or not only was the market basically neutral and kind of like news free, but the fear and greed indexes, or should I say indices, on CoinMarketCap, I believe we're at a what today? We're at a 51. And I think alternative.me, let me take a look at this. 50. Yeah. I don't know if you'll ever see a more neutral day on Fear and Greed Index. What's up, Naldo? How are you? I don't know if you'll ever see a more neutral day as far as Fear and Greed Index goes. Maybe you can feel it yourself. Do you guys feel a sort of absence between fear and greed? Do you guys feel like, well, I'm not scared, but I'm also not greedy? Arguably, you could say that this emotional, fantastic. Oh yeah, us too. This is, by the way, this is the first day of us doing Market Monday in this time slot, but I think it's the best time slot to do it because we are beating the rest of the market to the opening bell of New York City, right? Yeah, it sounds like somebody's got a case of the Mondays. But yeah, this is about as neutral as it gets. There's just an absence of fear and greed, right? Everybody feels kind of neutral. And arguably, by the way, like I think that some people, depending on their naivete, might end up taking this to, they feel like this is bad, but it's not. Yeah, this is exactly like kind of where you want it. That's just my opinion. But additionally today, the NASDAQ is up for the week, and the NASDAQ is up like it was from the week before. Now, as you guys know, September generally, there was actually a graphic somebody sent this. September historically is the worst month of the year for the markets. Do you guys like how I swap between lowercase and uppercase lettings? Yeah. But arguably, guys, I don't know whether it's from there being a 50 basis point rate cut or the fact that there's just like a small uptrend in the markets. It seems kind of neutral. Would you guys not agree? It seems like everything's kind of calm. Calmness can sometimes be a great indication that you're about to have a reversal, right? There's a calm before a storm. It's a stochastic process, but also a calm when you boil a pot, if that makes sense. Speaking of which, Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, AVAX, and Phantom are all up over 7 days. They're all up. They're all up, by the way. Yeah. And Avalanche is doing great this week. Phantom also doing great. Phantom, by the way, has broken into the top 50 market caps. Do you guys know what that means? Phantom has finally grown bigger than dog with hat, you guys. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that amazing? Yeah, bullish. We did it, you guys. We did it. We finally outgrew a pointless shitcoin on Solana. Doesn't that feel good? Yeah. Yeah. It was all of us working together. But yeah, these meme coins, you know, even if they get that fucking big, if they don't end up with a expansion of their game, they don't have anywhere to go. You guys get that? Anyways. So I have a new book, by the way. I have a new book. I'm going to show it to you guys on camera. How Finance Works by Mihir Desai. And this guy is a Harvard Business Review guy. And this is like a great, I think is a great book, just in the way that it's formatted, because it has like 6 total chapters. It's sort of not like a coffee table book, but it kind of gives you the basics of finance, And I'm going to teach out of this book because I realized that some of the books that I was teaching you guys with were probably a little bit too advanced for the average crypto person. But like, again, there's 6 chapters here. Why excitement? Alessio, you missed it. I made a big announcement. You'll have to watch. I didn't make a big announcement. Yep. Okay. The only announcement I made, Alessio, is that Phantom has outpaced Dog with Hat. Do you know Dog with Hat? Yes, Phantom is now a bigger market cap than Dog with Hat. So we're gonna make it, you guys. We're gonna make it bullish. Okay, yeah, Alessio, isn't it great that one of the fastest, lightest, and cheapest fucking DeFi chains finally has a market cap bigger than a pointless shitcoin? Isn't it great? Bullish, bullish, bullish. Anyways, you guys, so the contents, anyways, yeah, that's the thing. By the way, guys, do you guys want me to talk about this, or do you want me to keep going? Let's see. Okay, let me go back to what I was talking about as far as deflationary uptrend. Do you guys see our charts? They're in a deflationary uptrend, by the way. Deflationary uptrend generally means, by the way, green weeks can have do you guys know what I'm writing next? Red days. Does that make sense to you guys? Hey, thank you, Naldo, and that means a lot concerning your Avalanche loyalty. Which, by the way, I do appreciate that there's people that are like about a certain chain. Like that's kind of necessary. That's sort of how, like, if you don't have like community leaders, you don't have community. By the way, so you know, if you guys are bullish on the red chain, which by the way I am. PYRESWAP, the oldest chain, PYRESWAP was designed for Avalanche initially. Did you guys know that? The initial designs for PYRESWAP were for Avalanche. It grew onto other chains like over time. But Avalanche was in fact the first chain we were being built on. Green weeks can have red days. Veloce, who was in fact the contract engineer for PYRESWAP, is also a huge Avalanche guy. Well, you know, necessary growth, or should I call you Naldo? I think that definitely is a problem where you have, yeah, exactly. Yeah, like certain leaders, if they jump ship or they change their tune, different things happen. By the way, amazing work on Maddie really stepping up to the plate as being a channeler. And by the way, guys, like, this is an example of PYRESWAP having leadership inside its own communities. Does that make sense? And by the way, when it comes to being that type of leader, it's all about just being consistent at providing the strategy. Like, as long as you're providing this decision, it's a huge risk reversal for everybody else. Like, I want to say, really take into consideration like what you do for the community when you make this strategy, like this call, and you help people think a little bit less. They're all willing to take the risk because they assume that other people are taking it with them. Does that make sense? This is human nature, and it's very, very powerful. Oh yeah, for sure. You'll always test it, but the fact of the matter is, being consistent will help people continue to place faith in you. But anyways, green weeks can have red days, and I'm specifically talking about our own charts here, talking about Pyre Phantom. Do you guys see this? If I could get a screen share, Mr. Producer. Well, then I guess it's more important that you guys communicate harder. Communicate harder. Yeah. CJ, think about this. As you know, we're doing this Reddit awareness campaign, right? Right, CJ? Are you aware of the whole the Reddit strategy? Yeah. So Yeah, exactly. So the fact of the matter is that you have to sometimes just keep adding energy into a system until it gets consistent. Okay. Now though, I will DM you that later. But yeah, our Reddit strategy campaign is detailed. We even have like a little sub server for it. And I would love it if you would join r/PYRESWAP. So if you could join r/PYRESWAP right now. There's not a lot going on our Reddit yet, but once we have 50 subscribers, I think we're at like 39 or 40 or 42, something like that. Once we have a certain subscriber base, once we have 50, we can have automatic posting of the PYRESWAP show into the subreddit. So yes, we would love to get a few people to subscribe to our subreddit. Anyways, green weeks can have red days. And do you guys see the chart that I'm looking at? 43, fantastic. Yeah, so we're very close. We're very close to having our subreddit just lit all the time, just lit up all the fucking time. At least several posts a week, let's put it that way. And then I think that the subreddit is a great place to actually just discuss the deeper stuff about this project, because it's definitely not Twitter. Like, let's be honest. Like, this is definitely a project that is gonna fit a little bit better with people that like reading long things, and Reddit is a place for that, right? So green weeks can have red days. Now, do you guys see the chart we're looking at? Yep, exactly. And the thing is, we want everybody. So now, though, I don't know if you know this, we have two Twitters now. We have a Twitter just for English and a Twitter for Turkey, right? So we have a huge Turkish community. So we have a Twitter specifically geared towards serving our It's and it'll catch up. Anyways, so green weeks can have red days. Now you guys might be looking at this phantom chart and be like, wait a minute. If I zoom in just to here, it almost looks like we're in a fucking downtrend or whatever, right? Like something like this. I don't even know where you would look. Right here. Does that make sense? You can always zoom in here and see that it maybe looks like a downtrend. Do you guys see this? Yeah, but secondly, this might have been people, again, trading the airdrop, like they wanted to sell before the airdrop happened so they could buy in lower, you know what I mean? And additionally, there's still always a random chance that you're going to have a red day on a green week. And the fact of the matter is, you guys, for Pyre Phantom, that makes a lot of sense. And do you guys know why it makes a lot of sense? Because even though Pyre AVAX right now is up 8%, right? Pyre AVAX is slow but steady, but continuing to get green days. And even though Pyre BNB, we show zero change, but it still looks like it's up, right? Even though Pyre BNB is climbing like this, if you guys actually look, and I know that you guys are playing the game right now, so I'll hold for 2 minutes. I'll hold for 2 minutes while you guys are figuring your shit out. Yep. I'm not even on the site right now, but I should arguably watch it. I totally forgot that Monday we now have the ultimate minute here. This is not normally what Monday happens. What happens on Monday, but oh yeah. Which one are you looking at? Pyre BNB? Oh yeah, not even that. You're looking at what, dailies? Is that a daily chart, Doc? Yeah, okay, yeah. So that looks about right. Okay, 366,000. Okay, well, we see 12%. Like, I mean, that's, 0.77%. So somebody whale it. Keep your head in the game. Anyways, going back to Pyre Phantom. Green weeks and have red days, right? So everybody follow me here? The fact of the matter is that why would Pyre Phantom like get flat for a minute? Like, why would Pyre Phantom like do that? Do you guys see that right now? Like, first of all, deflationary uptrend. does not immediately imply, yeah. We are trying to rocket price upwards. Does that make sense? The deflationary uptrend is not the explosion. The deflationary uptrend is literally the building of the it's building the it's setting the ordinance. Does that make sense to you guys? Like again, we want to be in an uptrend for marketing to cause the explosion. Do you guys understand? Do you guys understand? Yeah, and arguably, CJ, do you guys know that these charts are in an uptrend, but they're still not like trading every fucking second? Do you guys get it? Like, it's still not getting traded every second, right? We don't have 100 buys and sells a minute. Oh, hi, why so cynical? What's going on, cynical? Was that you, cynical? Were you the one wailing the witch vault? Or did you play by the book? Okay, we're now taking a side bet. There you go. Look at that. Look at that, you guys. And by the way, yeah, exactly. Figure it out. Figure it out. Yeah. Like again, yes, there is a risk to being the whale. There is an increased risk to being the whale. It doesn't necessarily make sense to be the whale. Yeah. It doesn't make sense to be the whale. Not all the time. Yeah. Several failed stakes. Well, it happens. I do kind of like the usurping guard there. It certainly changes things up. Deflationary uptrend does not imply we are trying to rocket price upwards. We're just trying to build. We're building the campfire now. Does that make sense? The deflationary uptrend is part of the logs. Do you get what I'm saying? We are in fact trying to leave opportunity for new entrants. Does that make sense? So when you saw Phantom going up, or should I say Pyre Phantom? When Pyre Phantom was going up 40 and 50%, right? Right? It was going up like 40% plus for like 3 days. Do you guys remember this? This was happening last week. Do you guys remember this? When Pyre Phantom was going up above 40% like for 3 days in a row? Did you guys see this? Yeah. Anyways, yeah. CJ, that's just you guys, the user base we already have, speculating on the fact that that was the dip. September 6th was the dip. Yeah. And that was meant to happen. Like, I knew it was going to happen. But, like, also, over-speculation happens. Does that make sense? Over-speculation happens. Yeah, exactly. Because it dries up. So then, effectively, Alessio, you now have this other cycle where, like, everyone goes back to calm, right? Everyone goes back to calmness. And then it starts showing consistent uptrend again. Does that make sense? And like, oh, and you'll see another sort of speculation. And it'll happen. Does that make sense? Like, speculation is meant to be this type of, like, peak and valley type of behavior. Do you get what I'm saying? But the fact of the matter is we're not trying to speculate it all the way up to 0.10 TWAP right now. We are, in fact, trying to mobilize the Reddit and the fucking TikTok short form, Reels, mechanisms to actually do the awareness generation for us. Does that make sense? Like, we're working on building the bicycle. We're not even racing it yet. Do you guys understand that? Like, we are still only building the bicycle. We are not even racing it yet. Do you guys understand me? Yeah. Like, we just have the wood in place so that when the fucking match actually goes, the gasoline is all there to make it fucking explode. Do you get what I'm saying? So the uptrend right now, like, this is fine. This is exactly what I'm looking for. And by the way, as you guys are aware, we actually reduced deflation rate, right? We reduced deflation rate to the summoning circle. But would you guys not agree that the transbar epoch hung up way less? Would you guys agree that the transbar epoch was way smoother over the last week? Oh, what's up, P. Johnson? Would you guys agree that it was way smoother, like way less hang-ups on the epoch? Yes? For the last week? compared to the week prior? Yeah, okay. So it was way smoother. I think there was still one or two, but like again, that's way less than going like 4 days of being hung up or whatever, right? So the fact of the matter is, until we see a red week, until we see a red week, we are not reducing the 0.7 expansion rate. Does that make sense to you guys? Do you guys get it? Right? Like until we see a red week, we have zero reason to believe that 0.7 is too high for the smaller divvy of the summoning circle. Do you guys understand? Like until we see a red week, we don't have any proof that we still need to like adjust inflation again. Do you guys understand? Like we're just looking for an uptrend. We want the uptrend to last for a long time because it allows us to get our marketing mechanisms running. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Like us having a uptrend that's like shown for a long time. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yes, Naldo, it's definitely an advantage. And this is just all about us proving that I'm the best at tokenomics in all of Web3. So I know that people don't like hearing this, but like the price chart is not really a mystery. You can in fact steer it kind of like a sailing ship. Yeah, you can figure out that like, okay, if I move the mast over here and roll the mast up here, it'll start steering that way. And it doesn't always do what you want, but you can still kind of overall control it. Like the market still has its own weird movements, just like the way an ocean does. But you can in fact navigate across it. Yeah. And I think that we're still doing that, but also now though, they just didn't really create this idea, and I'll talk about this. A really easy way, I don't think I talk about this publicly enough. I am, yeah. I'm gonna talk about two concepts I didn't think about before. TRB and TRS. Who here knows these little Feidianisms? Who here knows what these stand for? Damn, I feel good today. You guys, I think this new schedule is like really what's gonna level me the fuck up. Let's put it that way. Total reasons to buy, total reasons to sell. Yeah, I'll write that up. Total reasons to buy versus total reasons to sell. Does that make sense? Yeah, thank you, Doc. Thank you, Zonic. Thank you. Hey, it's really easy to make a token go up if the user base understands that the total reasons to buy is greater than the total reasons to sell. Does that make sense? Right? If total reasons to buy is greater than total reasons to sell, by the way, we're getting psychological here. We're talking about get inside your Homo sapien user, your FOMO sapien user. Does that make sense? Total reasons to buy, total reasons to sell, you're going up. Does that make sense? Generally speaking. But granted, your total reasons to sell in the interim, they could in fact overpower it, but overall, over time, this will win. Does that make sense? But the user base has to believe in the reason to buy, right? If they don't see the reason to buy, then there is no this. You won't necessarily ever have this type of balancing act, right? If total reasons to sell is greater than total reasons to buy, what do you guys think is going to happen? The red downward arrow means what? Deflation? Okay. No. Yeah, and I don't know if you know what that word means. But yeah, politely no, CJ. I appreciate your contribution, even when it's, yeah, price go down. Price go down. Number go down. Number go down. Okay? So, exactly. That one, exactly. Yeah, so like total reasons to buy versus total reasons to sell. A lot of the time, when people are buying or selling something, they're referring to speculation. Does that make sense? Like, so if a meme coin is launched, and we could look at a meme coin right now on Deck Screener. Let's say we look at this one right here. Let's see. It's called Egon. Wow, this is crazy. Okay, Horu Sandy, well, these are fucking crazy. They're paying for these lightning points now. Man, Dex Screener is literally eating its fucking user base. Okay. Like, I don't even know what the fuck these, like, are these, do you pay for these promotion points? It's crazy as shit. Okay, Eric Cartman. This has to be a fucking thing. 4 hours old, and it's on Solana, right? And you guys see my, Mr. Producer, can I get a screen share? Right? Eric Cartman going up on Solana. And if you look at this, they have a website, a Twitter, and a Telegram. But, like, if you go to it, if you go to the website, right, Cartman's Crypto Empire, buy now. It's got to be good. You're the most unapologetically rebellious meme coin. Get it now or left behind. Seriously, screw you guys, right? This is the whole website, by the way. Whole website. I didn't fucking plan this. I just picked this one on the list. This is the whole website. You guys see it? You can see that it even has 19,000 in liquidity, market cap of $500,000, and the volume is $651,000, which of course is just botted up. That volume is botted. But the fact of the matter is, what are the reasons to buy? Like, the reasons to buy are speculation. Does that make sense? But, like, if the only reason to buy is to effectively sell later for speculation, nobody's going to come in for your exit liquidity. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Unless they also have the same speculation. So total reasons to buy is total reasons to sell. If you're making your chart trend upward, at a certain point it has to trend back downward. Does that make sense? Because not only are you speculating on the price action, when you speculate on price action, you're speculating on the behavior of other users. Do you guys understand? Right? So why do people in PYRESWAP, why did you guys feel bullish enough to speculate Pyre Phantom on that dip? Right? Because you guys actually understand what? Like, what do you guys understand? Yeah, like, why do you guys, the GPSC user base, like, why are you guys in fucking Pyre Phantom, Pyre BNB, Pyre AVAX, and why aren't you in Eric Cartman? Yeah, like, what do you have, what are you able to bet on that a meme coin is not able to bet on? Well, Fexer, you do now. Yeah, well, CJ, that right there is actually speculation. That right there is speculation. Yeah, so like saying the price will go up, right? But like, why would the price go up? Yeah, do you know the whole dominoes? Tendai, correct. Tendai, correct. Fexer, correct. Arguably, volume does in fact help the IW mechanics. So you're partially correct, CJ. But the fact of the matter is, you have the ability to bet, yeah. You can bet that TRB is going to be greater than TRS either now or at a future date. Does that make sense? Like, most people in the Genesis right now, they have figured out that Genesis will not last forever. In fact, we have this gigantic ticker on the top of our fucking farm screen that literally tells you when Genesis ends. Does that make sense? So they all figured out that, hey, they're not going to debase this token anymore, right? So therefore, all that can happen to it is it gets fucking burned, right? So right now, we created a deflationary uptrend. Now people realize, like, okay, well, if this is the uptrend, I can fucking buy the dip here, and it's not stupid for me to buy the dip. Does that make sense? Why? Because they all figured out that this token actually gets bought, right? And why does this token get bought? Right, like, what's the actual demand for this? Yeah, like, where's the demand coming from? Okay, demand for a meme coin. Demand for a meme coin. Speculation. Does that make sense? Where's demand for Pyre Phantom coming from? Also speculation. Also speculation for sure. But additionally, the fucking utility, the use case. So I want you guys to understand something. There's a member of the circus, and he is a futures trader for coffee. Did you guys know this? Oh, well, you know what? That is true. That is, thank you, Doc. That is true, P. Johnson, but it's not as, the farm, like the farm actually creates like more sell pressure than buy pressure. Right now it does. Yep. So like the red candles are actually from the farm most of the time. Yep. The utility and the use case. So I want you guys to understand something. Why is it possible to trade, to speculate Why is it possible to speculate on coffee? Versus a meme coin. Oh, indeed, CJ. And what does that mean? Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, but no, like, it is a commodity. But what does that mean? What does that mean as a commodity? No, not that. That's actually that is true. That is true. But what's the use case? Yeah. There you go, Naldo. Yes. Naldo. People fucking drink coffee. People drink coffee. And when they drink it, that means they use it. Zonic is not wrong. Zonic is not wrong. Yeah. P. Johnson, you're also not wrong. But the fact of the matter is that, like, where does the initial demand, where does the most underlying demand come from? People drinking coffee. My producer is drinking coffee right now. Did you guys notice? Like, right now, we can bear witness to the fucking activity that underpins the coffee futures market. Are you guys aware of this? Are you guys aware? Like, literally, people drink coffee because it blocks adenosine receptors in their head, right? It literally makes you less tired. Coffee, like, chemically makes you less tired. And the fact that you're less tired, you literally are able to front load energy into your day. Did you guys know that? It doesn't give you more energy. It just literally shifts the waveform of your energy. Did you guys know that? Yeah, that's what coffee does. It literally allows you to move your energy closer to where your level of demand is. Yeah, coffee is more like a logistics type of thing. I don't know, people don't get it. But yeah, addiction is true. People do get dependent on it for sure. Caffeine addiction. Yes, correct. So they consume it, and they consume it for their own brain needs. Does that make sense? But the thing is, they use coffee when they drink it. Do you guys get what I'm saying? In fact, there's this dermal patch I was looking at yesterday for an advertisement, and they literally just like transdermally give you caffeine. Like, yep, like, hey, by the way, we have it's like a slow caffeine drip because you put it on your arm and it patches you in. It's crazy what people do for caffeine. Does that make sense? I'm drinking caffeinated fucking sparkling water right now too, by the way. Yeah, this is, I don't drink coffee, I drink caffeine sparkling water. Also decaf sparkling water without caffeine. But anyways, yeah, it's possible to speculate on it because there's a use case. Does that make sense? So the same is true. The same is true, which is basically me tying in everything about what Zonic, Naldo, and even P. Johnson said. There's a habit, yeah. There's a habit, which, by the way, we talked about let's say talk about PYRESWAP, okay? Since Naldo is here with us, we'll give PYRESWAP a little love because we spent 80% of the time talking about Pyrephanum. There's a habit, right? People do it repeatedly. Does that make sense? Yep, exactly, Zonic. Yep, there's a habit, repeated action. So you can, when you speculate on PYRESWAP, PyrePhantom, PyreBNB, you're betting on the future use case. Does that make sense? Which is as far as 6 hours away, right? There's a habit. It burns, yeah. It has a utility, right? Its use case. A use case consumes it. Does that make sense? When you guys play the IWV, you are consuming PYRESWAP. You are consuming PyreBNB. Does that make sense? It's not the same thing as just staking it and then, like, you know, getting it for custody. You are literally consuming it because you're unstaking it in fucking 90 seconds, aren't you? Do you guys understand? You're consuming it. Use case consumes it, right? It's a habit. Use case consumes it. And then, of course, the use case consumes it. This, of course, creates the supply and the demand, right? So supply goes down, right? We'll just make this like a sub thing. and demand goes up. And by the way, as the supply goes down, the use case and the habit don't diminish. Do you guys get what I'm saying? Yes, CJ, for sure. I actually know a forklift driver like that. Yeah, when I was an agricultural staffer, I knew a forklift driver that was truly, I don't even know how to describe it, an artist. Yeah, I worked with a lot of ones that weren't, but this guy deliberately was a, yeah, I've never seen a guy so graceful with a forklift. It's hard to describe this, but yeah, there are forklift drivers out there that are as good as it gets. Yeah, anyways, there's a habit, meaning it gets like a demand for it. So people drink coffee every day. Does that make sense? People play with PYRESWAP every day. The use case consumes it, which causes the supply to go down and the demand go up. If you're speculating on buying the dip on PYRESWAP, PyroPhantom, or PyroBNB right now, everything about this also applies to coffee. Does that make sense? Same as above. Do you guys understand? You can bring me back into the full screen, Mr. Producer. Yep. Am I making sense to you guys? Well, like, so CJ, I wanted, okay, when I was setting up this epoch system, I know you maybe didn't really dabble with tomb forks that much, but the 6 hour cycle is exactly what I thought was like a good enough window of time to get people kind of conditioned to showing up again and again, but it wouldn't ruin their life. Does that make sense? Now you do have these outliers like Why So Cynical, and he plays it 4 times a day. Definitely, I built it so people wouldn't play it 4 times a day, like 3 times a day tops. Granted, there's always going to be an outlier. Does that make sense? But it's not a coincidence that the guy playing 4 times a day became a whale. Do you guys get it? The guy playing 4 times a day just became the fucking whale, right? Because he was literally compounding it at a faster rate than everybody else. Do you guys get it? It's like, how do you become a whale with Pyre Gas? Like, you probably played the IWV. Yeah, played the IWV and played a lot, and suddenly you're a whale. Yeah. This product is not even that old, you guys. Not even that old. Yeah, habit, use case, it consumes it, supply and demand. This is a course called Terminal Utility. Well, you know, nobody's dethroned him either. Yeah, I think that he was, of course, he got into a whale position when he figured out that Genesis was gonna end. Yeah, so like I think he just fucking did the math in his head. Anyways, by the way, don't let Zonic convince you guys that he's also not a whale. Okay, Zonic is like one of the biggest whales in this project. He pretends he's not though. He's very, very, like, he deflects it. He tries to blend in with you guys. Yeah, Zonic is a gigantic whale. He even used to have a whale for his profile picture. So he's a gigantic whale, and yeah, don't let him convince you that he's not. Zonic is a whale of the fucking tokens that aren't even in the GPSE yet. Yeah, so Zonic, like, I think is the biggest whale in like Hoggy and Cream and stuff like that. Don't even get me started. But anyways, yeah, and he like deliberately, Tendai, I don't know, 1% of the total supply. Who knows? 10% of total supply. I know a guy who is 60% of like the Cream supply. Yeah, like he's just bullish on GPSC. Why wouldn't he be? But anyways, I'm actually going to talk about this textbook now. Oh yeah, airdrop stuff. Airdrop stuff. Did you guys see your airdrops? Oh, by the way, some analysts believe that crypto summer could start as early as 17 days from now. Are you guys aware of this? Because they literally look at all the past history and they think that the fucking, like, the real crypto summer could start as early as the middle of October. Yes, but Zonic, are they accurate? Are they accurate? Did anybody get the wrong number according to the chart? Did the JSON file of the second one? Okay, that's correct. We were accurate. I heard people say that they had an accuracy. Like, no, that's impossible. I literally scrutinized the shit out of this. I literally stood on my devs' heads. I stood on their yeah. They again, the total the amount you're getting used to be a larger fraction of the total supply, and the fucking price was higher too. Does that make sense? But the whole reason we waited to be in an uptrend and do the airdrop is that, like, okay, now everybody's gonna hold. But again, they got a bonus day out of it, and in the long run, it'll be very beneficial for them. So if they want to sell their airdrop now, You got 2 million PyreBNB. Okay. Well, believe it or not, there's only 220 PyreBNB in the total airdrop. By the way, guys, you can look at this if you want on chain. Can I tell you guys something that happened? Can I tell you guys a story? Keep this a secret. Keep this a secret between me and the 700 people watching on Twitter. Do you guys promise to keep this a secret? Do you guys promise to keep this a secret between me and the 700 people watching on Twitter? Hey, thank you, Pac-Man8U on Kick for following. Promise. Okay, thanks, Sonic. Okay, we made a minting error during the airdrop. Yeah. On PyreBNB, because this is the first time that like I've done the airdrop, and initially you can see this. We minted. Can you guys guess the number? Can you guys guess the number? We minted like 220 trillion PyreBNB accidentally, and we burned it like 10 minutes later. Yeah, we just fucking sent it. We just deleted it. Yeah, so if you guys look on chain, there was a moment where there was 220 billion PyreBNB. Just telling you guys. Yeah, I don't know. It's an incalculable amount of money. Yeah. Anyways, we fixed the math problem, but yeah, we accidentally, Zonic, we didn't punch in the number correctly on the old bscscan.com. Yeah. Anyways, no, we deleted it. Anyways, if you guys want to see the evidence of good banking custody, you want to see good banking practices, we literally minted, yeah. I'm owning up to a mistake, but I want you guys to know we did the right thing. Yeah, we accidentally minted. It might have been 200, I think it was 3 commas, I don't know. Okay, 220 billion PyreBNB. But then we burned it when we realized, yeah. Do you guys see that? Do you guys see that? I mean, like, I'm just telling you guys, we did this. If you look at PyreBNB on actual, let's take a look at old deck screener. The total supply, I don't even know you can see this. The market cap is 18 grand, and you've got, let's see, this right here is, who fucking knows? You know what's crazy is that, like, a lot more of the market cap for PyreBNB is illiquid, whereas with PyrePhantom it's very liquid. Anyways, if you look at PyreBNB and you look at the Explorer, as it were, you can see that the total supply is 8,400. Do you guys see this on my screen? Right, max supply 8,400. Do you guys see it? Yeah. Anyways, go to holders. Burn address? No. We don't have a burn address. Yeah, we deleted them. Yeah, you can burn tokens from sending it to a dead wallet, or you can actually use the burn function. So, like, we actually do delete total supply in the actual token. But here is, I think this one is 3,500. This is probably a liquidity. This is probably, this is probably like a liquidity wallet. Liquidity, I have no fucking idea. Add liquidity. Add liquidity, transport epoch. Oh no, this might be a human. Yeah, okay. So we have one human with 3,500 PyreBNB. There you go. One guy has 41% of all the PyreBNB. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Fexer. So in theory, for 15 minutes, the APR on the PyreBNB farms was probably stupid high. So you guys probably got, like, if you guys claimed on Sunday yesterday, the APR on PyreBNB was like ridiculously high. I don't know. There might be some extra emissions on PyreBNB. Thankfully, we fucking burned it, so it probably tapered back down. But yeah, that did exactly happen. Yeah, exactly. It would just, like, immediately the total supply would be through the fucking roof. But anyways, we clean that up. Anyways, okay, so Phantom is again dog with hat. I talked about green weeks with red days, right? Green weeks with red days, we talked about that. Airdrop stuff. Okay, the airdrop was completed satisfactory. I think that some people were like underwhelmed, but you're thinking about the dollar amount. I showed you guys the JSON tables of what was owed, and we were very accurate. Like, we were extremely accurate, and then we offered a little bit of bonus as well. Does that make sense? So, like, you guys got 9% a day for those 14 or those extra 2 weeks of being 9% a day. But right now, compared to the total supply, it's a lot less. So we just delayed the airdrop until the chart was in an uptrend, and it seems like most of the uptrend remains, right? Maybe people sold, I have no idea. But arguably, we have them now in a holding position. Would you guys agree? Correct? Yes? Fantastic. Okay. Let me see. NASDAQ. Okay. Most things are in a green week. Okay. And the thing about Bitcoin summer, crypto summer. Okay. So the chapters of this book, and by the way, we can wrap it up here in now, but I'll drop the chapters of this book and then we'll wrap it up. From this book, showing you again how finance works by Mahir Desai, which is a book I just got last week. And it really has just 6 chapters. And it is, of course, mostly modern finance. It has nothing to do with crypto at all. But it literally just shows you the general fucking concepts. So, chapters, yeah. 1, financial analysis. And then it literally says, using ratios to analyze performance, all while playing a game. Brilliant concept, okay? 2, the financial perspective. And it says, why finance is obsessed with cash in the future. Cash in the future. The financial ecosystem. Understanding the who, why, and how of capital markets. Chapter 4, sources of value creation. I think this one's pretty huge. This one's described as risk, cost of capital, and the origins of value. The origins of value. Does that sound like something that perhaps I talk about like incessantly? The origins of value. The origins. Holy shit. I really like that it talks about value as an origin, because I think that once you get to the point of like speculating on meme coins and stuff like that, you're so far away from the origins of value that you've shit, I don't know what to say. Yeah, like you're so separate from it, you might like, you're not really standing on anything. You're well, anyways, I'm not here to bash meme coins as it were, but there's definitely worse stuff out there. Sources of value creation. Number 5, the art and science. The art and science of valuation. Okay? And valuation, this is going to get into the ideas of like fundamental analysis. Does that make sense? By the way, guys, fundamental analysis is kind of like a key feature of PYRESWAP, isn't it? The GPSC, as it were. Okay? And 6, capital allocation. And this one says, how to make the most important decisions facing CEOs and CFOs. Which again, this there's also a conclusion, I guess. I don't really know what chapter 6 is going to look like, but like hopefully it might make sense to you guys. But I'm very bullish on things like 1 and 4 and 5, and arguably 2 as well. So I think that this is a great like introduction book. It's not very long. It's yeah, it's like 200 pages. Yeah, I'm going to yeah, whatever. That more to come on that later. Do you guys have any questions for Market Monday? Very neutral day overall. Not really that much to talk about. But other than that, we're all gonna make it, if you guys aren't aware. And yeah, we're only getting stronger. You know, I realized that there was like some lulls in the last week, as like I think everybody was readjusting their expectations. But yeah, we're gonna win. Like, we're obviously not gonna lose. Yeah, we're just going to, again, keep this type of uptrend. We're not trying to go to the fucking moon this week. Does that make sense? We need to actually spin up the awareness generation. Does that make sense? And then let those people take it to the fucking moon. Do you guys get it? Right? Like, legitimately, we need the price charts to be de-individuated. Does that make sense? Meaning, if you look on the price chart, you shouldn't be recognizing the wallets. Do you guys get it? Like, you should be, in fact, seeing, like, okay, I have no idea who these people are. Does that make sense? Like, they should, in fact, be chaos trading the way they do on meme coins. Make sense? Okay. If there's no more questions, then that can be conclusion. That can be conclusion for today. Thank you guys so much. Thank you on Kick, Twitter, Twitch, etc., for attending the PYRESWAP show on another fantastic Market Monday episode. And have a great rest of your day. We'll see you tomorrow. Different time. But yeah, look that up. Please look up the time. Goodbye.